On the first day of illegal tampering, the beloved gave to me a headache, some excitement, some ooh, some and finally a what the fuck. Haven't we already done this before? Welcome to another episode of the Tailgate Show. I'm AirJair54 Jeremy Kramer. And wow, what a day yesterday was. Today is Tuesday. There's been no moves as of, it's about 11:30 on Tuesday morning. So I'm just going to do a quick recap of what's happened so far and what hasn't happened so far. And so far, I'll try to get this in as chronological order as I can. So if something's out of order, it's just out of order. Sorry. I do want to take a second and say thank you to we got a couple of new subscribers on the YouTube channel. I want to tell you all I appreciate you very much. I have been trying to do more shorts on there. Those seem to be going rather well. And I just wanted to tell people that I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting as best you can. The best way to support, obviously, is like, subscribe, and follow on YouTube, on your podcast feeds. We do have this on podcast form, so you don't have to look at this lovely face all the time. And we'll start at the beginning. First signing out of the gate was Daniel Hardy. He got a 2-year deal. Special teams guy. Did have some flashes in preseason, his rookie year. Enough that he stuck with the team. Probably most notable play, I think he did get a sack in one of his rookie games. But of most recent notice, as a special teamer, he's a front linesman on the onside kick versus Cincinnati, where he accidentally kicks the ball. Hate to bring that up, but that is probably where most guys and girls remember him from. He does also make some tackles on special teams, so he is a gunner as well. Okay. I mean, you keep a good special teamer in-house, that's always good. I'm going to give that a solid C. I'll give it a solid C. The next one's a little more speculatory. Also a guy I'm really fascinated to see what he does, because in his spot starts with Tremaine out, DeMarco Jackson gets a 2-year, $7.5 million deal that could be worth up to $10.5 million with incentives. First of all, I like the contract length, 2 years. Second of all, I like where we're going in the idea of speed. This is a Dennis Allen move all day. He showed enough. He earned an opportunity. And with them releasing Ogbongbemiga and Tremaine, you can see him with TJ. If TJ's healthy in the middle, you can see him alongside the TJ. And I like what I'm seeing. Instinctual player. I think he started against Cleveland. Probably some of his better tape. I think he got an interception versus Cleveland, maybe. I'm pretty sure he did. This is off the top of my head. Like I said, speed and instincts go a long way as a linebacker. I like where that signing's going there. I like that player has worked himself into a position where he can get a starting position. And he earned it. He earned an opportunity. And I think because of the way he played and his spot starts, it made Tremaine even more expendable. So, yet to see what the end result will be, but encouraged. I'm going to give that a C+ to a B-. I'm going to go in that range on that. The next one, from the Indianapolis Colts, Neville Gallimore. Not Willie Gallimore. Sorry, Bears fans, it's not Willie. But it is Neville Gallimore. He gets a 2-year deal. All accounts are he is a run stuffer, and he is a defensive tackle. So Big Bill will have some assistance this time. Maybe you'll have a better rotation of big men up front. Push Dexter harder, or even out of a starting position, which I think is very much on the table. Ultimately, I think the goal wants to be is keep your linebackers clean. And if this guy can do that, you're going to see a defense flying around. If you can get pressure up the middle before, basically, if you can get pressure up the middle, that's been the biggest problem with this defense. Everybody's like, well, Sweat this, Sweat that. Sweat got 10.5 without much help up the middle. And it doesn't matter who they were against. 10.5 sacks in the NFL is something. So, a good addition. You'll be reunited with Dio Odangbo again. So there is some crossover there. He is 29. He's not a young player. So I'm encouraged by that. I'm gonna give that I'll give that another C+. You're gonna see there's gonna be a theme to that. The next one was more of the prize. One of the prizes of free agency. Kobe Bryant. 3 years, $40 million out of Seattle. He's got a ring. Hitman. Good in coverage. Instinctual with the run. Plays quick. Another Dennis Allen guy, man. I mean, I feel like the signings are going to dictate speed, because speed kills, and Dennis Allen is a speed kills first kind of guy. Like I said, 3 years, $40 million. Still no word on Brisker or if they're going to retain anybody else back there. So, I like this move. This is a solid BB plus move. You get a guy with a ring, with an attitude coming in. Give me that guy. Give me some speed. Let's try to negate some of this shit going over the top of us that shouldn't have happened. I think speaking of Jaquan Brisker, that's one of the things that was notable about some of his past defenses. He was always like a step late. He got beat over the top a couple of times where he's just a hair late, and I don't think you'll have that problem with Kobe Bryant. Now back to the Cleveland theme. Go watch the Cleveland tape on Devin Bush, the linebacker out of Cleveland. Guess what? He's fast. How fast? Real fast. Michigan guy, high draft pick, has probably one of his best years the last couple of years. We're gonna see how this plays out in Chicago. Biggest thing you can say about this is he doesn't have a Myles Garrett in front of him, which we don't have. We just don't. But with the skill set that he does have, he can be good in coverage. He can stick with tight ends. If you get a slot over the middle, he can kind of keep up with that if you're playing in a zone. So I'm going to give that a C+ also. I feel like that's a guy that if he plays like he did in Cleveland, we're going to be very happy fans. Even if he plays remotely like he played in Cleveland, I think we're going to be less questioning of what exactly is going on back there on the back half. The next one's kind of interesting. The Bears re-signed Case Keenum 2 years, $5.5 million, with an opportunity to make up to $8 million. You say, why is that interesting? Well, there's this guy that's the backup quarterback for the Bears, it's Tyson Bagent. I don't think he's making that. I could be very wrong. Actually, I think he is making $10 million. Don't hold me to that, but still, that's a lot of money for a third-string quarterback. I don't know that Bagent's on the move necessarily yet. But I feel like that is in play. Case is taking the team to an NFC Championship game. So you're not gonna find me arguing whether we should pay a guy that's taking the team to an NFC Championship game or not. The guy's pretty good. He is league proven. He has played more than 4 games, unlike Tyson, who's only played like 4 games in a stretch. He's durable. He's smart. Most importantly, him and Caleb get along well. So they can kind of bounce things off of each other, which is good. I'm going to give it a C- though. I think I still hold out that Tyson Bagent's pretty decent. But if you're going to move off of Bagent, I think that's probably about the best you're going to do. So you keep him in-house. And finally, oh boy, this one's going to spark the most debate. Braxton Jones is re-signed with the Bears. This is literally Charles Leno 2.0. Oh, he wasn't healthy. Hi. Big men with lower leg injuries, knee and feet and ankles, sometimes never get that back. So, first of all, if he was never healthy last year, why did the Bears push him out there? I still don't like that. Secondly, we've already done this. We've already been through this. I think you're burning the clock on Caleb Williams being under a rookie quarterback contract. This is another year where you could have had a left tackle that would have solidified that offensive line and kept him, and could have actually spent a little bit on it because your quarterback's on a rookie deal. You're running out of those years. So I do trust in polls we trust, or in Ben and polls we trust, I guess. Maybe. What the fuck? I don't know. The problem with Braxton is we've seen his good. It's good. It's good. It's not great. It's not. That's a guy we can build off of for 10 years. He's not that guy. He's never been that guy. Is he starter quality when he's good? Yes. But you're asking a player that's been injured, that lost his starting spot to Theo Benedict last year, whether you're asking him to do something that he's probably not capable of doing. Is he an insurance policy? Sure, but could you not find a cheaper insurance policy somewhere if that was the thought process? I'm giving this a solid D. It's borderline F in my opinion, because you've already been here. You already know what this is. And I guess it's a case of the devil you know versus the devil you don't know. I find it disturbing that with all of there's 2 or 3 left tackles that are on the market, Taylor Decker, Trent Williams, just to name 2. Decker does have injury history, yes. Upper body. You can kind of get by with a little bit of upper body injury history. But if your feet are slow, you're toast in the NFL. The first step is the most crucial step. If you're getting beat out of the blocks, so I would have rather tried one of those 2 than Braxton Jones. And there is love for Braxton Jones in the facility. There always has been. Even during the draft last year when we went up for the Coastal and Loveland pick at Soldier Field, Braxton was a featured guy. Bears liked him. They still like him. The front office likes him. But I don't know. I would have rather, even seen what Karan Amagaji has coming out of his third year. I think that's that's just as viable an option, if not maybe more, because he's got upside being in his third year and getting NFL reps and being coached up. I don't know. Not my favorite thing to even consider and think about. I guess the last thing I'll kind of key on with this team is, and with free agency in general, you see some of the older players, Kevin Byard, those guys, Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson hasn't signed. This is Tuesday. Being that he's in his 30s, 31 years old, in that area, you're going to see that it's going to take them longer. They're going to try to find the money and the fit for themselves. I really would like to get a guy like Trey in there. But it would have to be, you'd have to spread it out and backload the deal, or potentially guarantee a bunch up front. And he's still holding out for $40 million, and I don't know that a 31-year-old pass rusher's worth that. And that's part of the problem that he has in trying to sell himself. So we'll see. But those guys are still out there. There's still names out there as we get through more free agency. And I feel like the Hendrickson move, if it happens, it's going to be closer to the draft, because he doesn't have to be in a hurry. He kind of has his own market, and he can decide what he wants to do and when he wants to do it and where he wants to go. That being said, you got 2 seconds coming up in the this draft, thanks to trades and things of that nature. So who knows what this Bears team's going to do. I'll be here to try to break it down as best I can and give you some kind of insight. If not just, shoot some bullshit. That's what we're here for. It's the off-season, baby. We're all Super Bowl hopefuls. So, y'all have a great day. And if any news breaks, check your shorts feed, and I'll try to put a short up if the Bears make any more moves. Have a great day. Bear down. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. Check us out. Check me out on X. Check us out on podcast form. Uploading stuff as much as I can. So have a good day. Bear down.